Hey, what's up you guys, and welcome back to another creepy conspiracy video. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We are going to be looking at people's personal stories of either hauntings or ghostly experiences. Some of the stories are a little short and some of the stories are a little long. I'm not endorsing any of these stories and I'm not copywriting. I've just merely taken what they have told me and am now broadcasting it out to you, my fans and followers. I hope you enjoy the show, and if you have some of your own stories you'd like me to read out, please drop me a message and let me get it out there for you. Enjoy. The first story we've got comes from Anton Rion de Brain. He writes here, I lived in one creepy house and on a haunted farm, but we still live on the farm all the way back in the 70s. The landline code was 666, and at night you can hear a baby crying, and there is graves on the farm leading all the way back to the 50s. That sounds pretty creepy, especially with the area code of 666. I'd like to know what area that falls under, but the fact that there's graves on the property, that's normally a sign that there could be a haunting or possession of some sort. So thank you for your story, Anton. Next up, we have a story by Storm Welk. She writes, I don't know what happened here, but it's scary. You hear people walking up and down, and we always get the feeling that someone's watching you. My gran feels and passed away 2 years ago, and last year my mother claimed to see it sparked to her, and we believe it took her. She passed away on the 2nd of July 2019. This story was sent in to me by Nina Terabila. I hope I have not butchered your surname in any way. The story goes like this. It was the summer of 96, or better referred to as the summer of hell. I can't help but to blame myself. After all, I've watched plenty of horror movies to know all the basic rules, but even then I ignored the most important one. I was young and curious, so attracted to anything horror related. I played with the spirit board by myself, and if that wasn't enough, I chanted spells that I'd found in a spell book written in another language. Frustrated at what I thought was a complete fail, since nothing had happened, I continued with this dangerous combo. A few days had passed, and things began to change. I started hearing eerie, strange sounds. For each night that went by, the evil entity became more aggressive. Some call it sleep paralysis, but I know it was an evil force holding me captive. I can hear the growling in my ear, and the voices as if they were whispers to me, calling out my name. I was terrified. I fought so hard just to have enough courage to open my eyes, and then fear would strike again when I would witness with my own eyes a hooded figure just laying beside my bed, and a shadow figures darting in and out of the wall while calling my name. It was getting worse. I can now feel it touching me. It actually touched my foot. It wouldn't let me sleep, and it as if it was getting stronger. I was so scared, and knowing it was my fault, I didn't want to tell anyone, especially my father. All my family had warned me about tampering with spirit boards. I no longer felt safe in my own home, and every chance I got, I tried to go somewhere hoping that this thing wouldn't follow me. I distinctly remember several occasions where the evil had followed me. My aunt had asked me to stay with her and her family during the week to babysit my little cousin while she worked. I had fallen asleep. Something had disturbed my sleep though. I opened my eyes to the lights above me flickering on and off. I immediately left the bedroom and fell asleep on the couch for the rest of the night. Another night I had experienced the same exact thing, but this time, as I left the room, I heard whispering coming from my cousin's bedroom, which was located right next to the living room. Confused and terrified, I started to wonder if it was my cousin that had been babysitting, only to find out later that day he was sleeping with his parents in the room the entire night. I knew I had to dispose of the board, and when I did, I heard a voice later that night say, I will come back. Eventually, we moved and I began feeling safe again. The activity still happens from time to time. I realized later that this thing wasn't a part of the house. I summoned it, and it was attached to me. I thought I was losing my mind until one day my older cousin had visited. She also is a believer who has had her own personal experiences. We were exchanging stories of strange events, and she heard heavy breathing coming from upstairs. We both looked at each other, and she noticed my dog turned towards the direction of stairs, and she heard it too. She had lived there prior to me and stated that she's never heard that during that time of residency there. I'm not gonna lie, this story freaking creeped me out a lot reading it. While I'm reading it out to you guys, I'm actually envisioning this whole thing going down, and I don't know if you've noticed, my voice was terrible during this reading, and it's because this is like so creepy to me. So Nina, thank you very much for sharing the story with me. Next up, we have a story by Angie Hartley. So I stayed in the UK for 6 years. Parents worked at a mansion in Cheltenham. It's said that mansion used to be owned by a French king in 1854. My dad used to get there early to make breakfast for conference and say that he could smell bacon and eggs already being cooked. A maid was cleaning upstairs and fell off the balcony and died. There have been a number of deaths in this place that haven't been recorded. My parents, who closed during December, decided to see how haunted this place was and drew around a cross on paper. They were the only ones to have a key, and to find it had completely changed direction when they had reopened in January. The vibe was so eerie, and you can constantly feel like you were being watched. And Angie was so kind to actually send us a photo of the place as well. It looks pretty creepy and eerie. There's just something about that whole vibe that doesn't sit well with me. And another thing that Angie had mentioned to me was that the wine cellar actually used to be a small prison. So you now start to wonder, had some prisoners maybe passed away downstairs, and are they possibly haunting the place because they feel like they're forever trapped? I don't know, that's a creepy story. Thank you very much, Angie, for sharing with us. The next story we have is from Juaria Alex. I hope I haven't done or pronounced your name incorrectly. Please forgive me. I'm just going to be reading the story, sort of trying to fix the grammar a little bit while I'm going, so please just bear with me. The story goes like this. Long story made short. 4 years ago, life was sweet. One day, a pastor came to pray for my girlfriend. She has cancer. And while praying, she started talking different languages. And when it came to my turn to pray, all hell broke out. The pastor's more people from church were called. And as if all hell things started flying, it was a long night. And the next day, which was Sunday, while we were having church, we were singing praise to God. And then the bad spirit came back. And I mean all hell broke out in church. To see it was even recorded where people who tried to come close just went in all directions in the air. Life is not the same from that day. And my daughter will always say, Daddy, I can see 3 people in our house. 1 lady, 2 men. I never believed her now. And now she's telling me she can see a white cloud in the house. I need help to get rid of the spirit. Now, Juaria, you say there's recording of this. I do believe we want to see this recording. It sounds scary. It sounds freaky, and I'm trying to just picture this and put it all together. It's mad, and I really do hope your girlfriend's cancer has been healed and that she is doing healthy at the moment as well. But thank you very much for sharing your story with us. And there you have it, guys. Thank you very much to everyone that shared their stories with me, and I'd like you, my fans, to let me know, did you enjoy the segment? Would you like me to do more? And lastly, if you have any of your own stories, photos and videos, please would you share them with me? I definitely would like to talk about it again and see some of the things that you have experienced before. Once again, I ask that you click the like button, subscribe, and hit the share button as well on Facebook and on Instagram. Let's get these stories out there. Thank you very much for your support, and I look forward to doing the next video with you guys soon. Have a blessed time and be safe.